On this episode, we discuss our winners and losers from the E3 conference. Welcome to video games, eh? Hello everyone and welcome to Video Games, eh? The very Canadian podcast where we talk about the latest video game news, the games we've been playing recently, and other video game related stuff. My name is Garrett May and with me as always is Josh Taylor. How are you doing today, Josh?
I'm still doing really well today, Garrett.
Good, buddy. We're continuing our E3 summary. We've decided for this episode we're going to talk about our winners and our losers from the E3 conference and the surrounding conferences around it. Everybody else, everybody's announcements from this time of year. We're going to pick a loser, someone that we feel like didn't do a great job, something we were disappointed in, and a winner, someone we thought did a really good job, won the conference, turned some heads, and an honorable mention or two for some games that we thought showcased really well and that we're really looking forward to. Does that sound good to you, Josh?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so we'll start with our losers, our big losers of the conference, and I'll go first. I'll set the tone. So my loser for the E3 conference is Nintendo.
Oh, we're picking developers.
You can pick whoever you want. You can pick whoever you want. I'm picking Nintendo as a whole. I've picked developers, some games, whatever. I'm picking Nintendo as my loser. They showcased The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, which a lot of people were super excited about, and the Pokemon stuff with Pokemon Go and the Sun and Moon. But those were kind of things that a lot of people were expecting. The Breath of the Wild, they saved that kind of release, and that was a big thing, so good for them for that. But a lot of their other stuff was focused on the 3DS, that not a lot of people are really following that kind of stuff. I can't imagine those games selling really well. There's not a ton of real high-quality content coming out from Nintendo. I'm really disappointed in their lineup. They've got maybe 2 or 3 games that are coming that you think maybe you're looking forward to, where some of these other major companies, smaller companies even, are having more games that are really exciting.
Mm-hmm. I think Nintendo really is trying to win back their market share with Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. They are hoping that that's the game that ends up selling a shitload of consoles for the NX and the Wii U. And honestly, it's close to getting me to buy one, but it's not there yet. You're right. It's not where I would go out and buy a Wii U because I need...
You got to think, right? So PlayStation talking about their Neo. Announced the Neo. The Neo's coming. Xbox, the Scorpio's coming. They're having the Xbox Slim. Xbox One Slim that's coming out. Both those companies have announced their consoles. Nintendo, nothing. Nothing about the NX. In fact, the CEO was asked about kind of how the NX is going to compare, and his response was just lackluster.
What was it?
Well, I'll play the clip for those of you watching. I'll edit it in right here.
Talked about their forthcoming, the Xbox and a new PlayStation. How do you think the NX console will stack up to them?
For us, it's not about specs, it's not about teraflops, it's not about the horsepower of a particular system. For us, it's about the content. Nintendo is a content-focused company. We create entertainment that makes people smile. So for us, we're focused on bringing our best entertainment to both the Wii U as well as the NX in the future. So for us, whatever Microsoft and Sony are doing in terms of talking about new systems, that's for them to fight out in that red ocean. For us, we want to make sure we're bringing our best content forward. And right now, the reaction to Zelda has been more than we could have ever imagined.
But he talks about how it's about content, and about how content's going to move people over. It's not about specs. And on some level, that's true.
It's about both, though.
It's about the games. You got to play good games. But to have great games and to have developers make great games for you, you have to have great specs.
Yeah,
You have to have an easy way for people to make games for you. So I was just disappointed about that whole thing, and because I'm a super fan of Nintendo, I love Nintendo. I was just disappointed with what I saw and what it looks like is going to be coming from Nintendo in the future.
Yeah, I can get behind what you're saying. Like I am still excited for Breath of the Wild, but I don't have any way to play it.
Yeah,
and
for
I
sure.
probably won't go buy a way to play it for a long time until they're super cheap. So
yeah,
that is a bit of a disappointment for me as well.
Yeah. Okay, who's your loser, buddy?
All right, for my loser, I went with a single game.
Okay.
I have to pick somebody out of the crowd.
No, name them.
I'm going with Final Fantasy 15.
Okay.
Yeah, because when I first saw gameplay footage of it, it looked incredible.
Yeah.
And it looked amazing. And then at this E3, I'm completely put off by it. It looks like too weird. What is going on? Am I a boy band? What's the deal with that?
Right, that's true. I was looking at that. The characters look like an emo band.
Yeah, and why are we pushing our expensive convertible through this monster-ridden desert? Maybe I'm not up to date with the Final Fantasy universe.
I agree. It is a bit strange. And for outsiders like that, they were kind of billing it as the game that is for the hardcore fans and for new people to jump right into this. They're trying to combine those two.
Yeah, but I don't see myself jumping into that.
It is hard to see that, I agree.
It's just too weird. Maybe I'm too westernized in my game choices, but it's too weird for me.
Okay, Final Fantasy 15 is your loser. Okay, so we're done with the losers. It's hard to have a true loser unless somebody really messes up. So, but now let's move to. We won't go straight into our winners of the E3 press conference, but let's go into our honorable mentions. These are things that we're not quite ready to say won the day, but that we're just super excited for and that we're really happy to have seen make a showing. So, Josh, why don't you start off with your honorable mention?
All right, so my honorable mention, personally for me, is Yooka-Laylee. It was one of the most exciting games for me to see at this E3. I was so hyped by the gameplay. And the music, everything about it was just so perfect. So I'm super duper duper hyped for that game.
If we weren't already hyped before, after having seen it, it looks exactly like what we were asking for,
and better. Everything just looks so incredible in that game to me. So
that's right.
Hopefully that works out well.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, my honorable mention.
Yeah, what's yours?
Is also Yooka-Laylee.
Nice. So that's very good.
We're honorably mentioning Yooka-Laylee. Maybe we should say it was a winner. You know what? Here's why I don't think it's a true winner. Because I think those guys, and I gotta respect those guys for what they do. They just make great games. They just want to make great stuff. So they show up and they say, "Here's what we've got."
Yeah.
Get excited about it. And I mean, some people might say, well, they got to, draw it out and have the reveal and whatever. But no, they're just like, you know what? Here we're going to arrive. Here's what we can tell you about our game. Here's how it is. We hope you guys enjoy it. And I kind of like that attitude. I think that's a great way to go about it.
Same. I like what the developers did. They aren't hiding anything. Any question that they were asked, I think they answered it. Right?
Yeah. So. No, they're straight up. They're like, you know what? Here's what it is. And good for them. I think that's going to help them in the long run.
Yeah, and it looks to me like a game that I'm going to play and love, and I know there are going to be some 8-year-olds or whatever, or 11-year-olds with their first console, and they're going to get it and play it and love it as well.
And then hopefully we'll be able to see Yooka-Laylee too.
Yeah, and it almost looks like they're building that humor into it. So I'll be able to get some of the jokes that'll go right over the young kids' heads. But then when they're older, they might get nostalgic, play that game, and see those jokes
it'll
again.
be called Tooka-Laylee.
Oh, it'll be something crazy like that.
Tooka-Laylee.
Tooka-Laylee.
Thrika-Laylee. Yuka-Thriki. I don't know. Anyway. No, I'm super excited.
That's a good honorable mention, I think.
Nice.
I think we're both excited for that.
Okay, so let's move on to our winners of the E3 conference. All right. Companies or games that really shone through and turned some heads. So I'll start with my winner, or what I think is my winner of the E3 conference. It was tight. My decision between Titanfall 2 is my runner-up. I was super excited with what Titanfall did. I was really impressed. But that's not my winner. I'm going to go with Microsoft as my winner as a company.
See, I think that's the underdog pick for a lot of people.
Well, right. I mean, when the next-gen consoles came out, the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, a lot of people flocked to PlayStation 4 didn't like what the Xbox was doing with their shady practices with backwards compatibility, the online play, all that stuff. Nobody liked it, so they're just like staying away. What I'm seeing now from Xbox and a lot of the stuff they're showing off from Microsoft with the cross-platform play between the Xbox One and the Windows 10, you can play your games on both of those things. The new systems that are going to be coming out, the VR stuff that they're working on. It looks like that they've taken all of that failure and things that they did poorly, which was what drove people away initially, and they're rectifying it. They're changing it. They're making it better, which is why I was impressed by them at this conference, because I mean, I'm a little bit more of a Sony fan than Microsoft, but I'm not exactly partial to either. So I'm glad to see that they're rectifying, at least getting themselves back in the race, making themselves competitive again.
Yeah, I think Microsoft did a lot this E3 to kind of show that they're moving towards listening more to the fans.
That's right.
So, and that, how can anyone be mad at that, right?
I whether or not it's going to help their business, I don't really care. I got to think that consumers are going to be happy with hearing things like that, like, oh, I can play games on my Xbox and on the Windows. Just little things like that go a long way in the video game industry. So, I'm appreciative of that.
And you could kind of see the two different philosophies between Sony and Microsoft. You could see that Sony is pushing for exclusives and like buy our PS4. Right. It's going to have the best exclusives, the best games. It's going to look the best, blah blah blah. And Microsoft is saying you can buy an Xbox One and a PC and have all this crazy cross-platform compatibility. You'll be able to buy the game once and play it on things. And that's their marketing strategy and their kind of consumer philosophy. So, well,
I guess we'll see what wins out in the end, but I really don't think that either is necessarily the wrong move.
Right. I agree 100%. Neither is good or bad. They're both good moves.
Yeah.
They're both listening to the fans, just in different requests, basically.
And good for them. So,
yeah.
Microsoft, my winner of the E3 conference.
Nice. All right, my winner was, I only picked a game again.
Fine.
But my winner is Dishonored 2, and that's just because it's the game I'm most hyped for. So.
Well, I think Dishonored 2 did show off pretty well.
Yeah, like, all I've heard anyone saying is like, oh, the crazy stuff you can do with the skills in Dishonored 2.
Yeah, like I think people who maybe even didn't play Dishonored 1 who had heard about it, like, that's the thing. Like, a lot of people hear about these games. Oh, yeah, I heard about Dishonored 1, never got around to playing it. After seeing this stuff for Dishonored 2, are kind of like, wow, maybe this is a franchise that I'm actually going to hop into.
Yeah, I think I definitely did that with Dishonored 1 for probably a year or two.
Yeah.
Where I bought it even, and I was like, I'm not interested.
That's right.
And then once I played it, I was like, holy shit, this game is a load of fun. And now the second one, like, I've only heard anybody saying that it's just more fun. So.
Well, and I like to see that. I like to see that when companies put out a good game that, gets some success, but then they up the ante for the next game, really take it to the next level, that really everybody takes notice. I mean, that's what happened with Banjo-Tooie and Banjo-Kazooie, believe it or not. Banjo-Tooie outsold Banjo-Kazooie.
Right.
And I expect maybe that's going to be the case with Dishonored 2 and Dishonored 1.
I hope so. I hope the Dishonored 2 marketing starts to roll in soon, and everyone just gets hyped on that game, and then I'll pick it up as well. It'd be crazy.
I mean, I like Bethesda. I'm always happy to see what they have to show off. So
same.
Good for them.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I mean, 2016 and Q1, Q2, 2017 are looking like they're going to be some good gaming years.
Yeah, I think it was a really good year for E3. A lot of good stuff shown off, a lot of exciting things. I mean, we'll see how it all plays out. People were putting on their best performances, but hopefully it's going to be a good year for gaming.
Yeah. I mean, people say that E3 is cringy, but it's cringy every year. And so you just got to ignore the cringy aspects and focus on the games. And when you do that, you can see this E3 was a good year for games.
It was a great year. A lot of great stuff. You can check out our episodes 1 and 2 of our total recap to see all the stuff that came out this year. But because there's so much stuff, just so much good stuff that we're going to be coming out at different times too. So we'll get to enjoy all of it when it comes out.
Yeah, I think people should definitely watch our other episodes. But yeah, this E3 was good. Good E3.
Great E3.
Good episodes.
Awesome. Good year. Optimism.
Optimism is good.
Maybe it's just because we're Canadian, eh? Maybe those Americans down south are all like, oh, E3 this year was garbage, eh? Oh, they wouldn't be saying that. They'd be saying, oh, this year E3 was terrible.
E3 was bad, y'all.
Nah, E3 was real good, eh? We saw some
Oh.
great games. It was a beauty.
Just great, eh?
We picked our winners, our losers, and our honorable mentions here on Video Games, eh? Well,
Video games.
I gotta thank you guys so much for watching. Please let us know some of your winners and losers from E3. Hit us up in the comments below. We definitely want to hear it. There's so many possibilities and opinions that people can have. We definitely want to hear all of them. We're so interested. So please hit us up. We want to hear your stuff. We'll get back to you. We'll have some dialogue. Please, we want to know. Josh, I gotta thank you for being here.
No problem, Garrett. Again, I had a lot of fun this week, and I think we should do it again.
We will, because we always do. Happy E3 to you, and happy E3 to all of you out there. But we hope to see you guys next time on Video Games, eh?